Hello everyone, I'm Aiden Wysocki, also known as Beans at summer camps across West Michigan.
And I'm Jake Debkowski, also known as Dabs throughout various summer camps.
Yes, and we have both been campers, counselors, and volunteers at several summer camps. And I've been a camper since 2005. In recent years, we've noticed a huge trend, just being camp counselors, and we're around it all the time. We see these kids during the summer, and we grow really attached to them, and we believe that camp has a transformative power. But something that's really been a big problem recently, we've seen a huge rise in campers coming with medications. And statistics from the American Camping Association state that 19% of kids in the U.S. take medications, and they bring medications to camp, and 45% of summer camps say that they have issues managing these medications. We wanted to validate this, and we went out and talked to different counselors, camp administrators, and camp nurses, and we found some interesting insights. Something that we had found is 20 years ago it used to be just a single tub of medications, and now it's usually 2 wagonfuls each week. Medication lines can get as long as 30 to 40 minutes long, and administering meds takes about 50 to 60 seconds per camper. But we had heard from Carmo Johnson that being a camp nurse for 52 years, recently it's just been a huge increase, and they can't keep up. And last summer it was 50 campers at breakfast, 3 or 4 at lunch, 20 at dinner, and 25 at nighttime. So here's a line of 50 campers, and there at the end there's this camper who's waiting 41 minutes to get through if each medication is 50 seconds long. And the last 10 are waiting about over 30 minutes here. So breaking that down, if you're one of those campers at the end of the line, you're probably thinking this is going to take forever. And it happens all the time. They just see that huge line and they skip and go straight to the dining hall, and they miss their medication times. So we have a 3-part solution that we're proposing for this. The first part is a medication administration software, which belongs in the health center with the nurse. The second part is a broadcasting hub connected to the software. And the third part is a counselor wristband for each counselor. The software will look like this. This is the general user interface. Here on the side, you can pull out a tab which has all of the counselors and the wristbands. And the green icon will indicate that they have been sent, the yellow is in waiting, and the blue is administered. If you click on one of these counselors, you'll see that which campers are under them and which medications they require and at which times. There's a green button there you can push to send campers when it's time for their medications. The broadcasting hub is something that sits there in the health center next to the laptop. It can send messages from the software to the counselor wristbands. And it's backed up with a cellular service chip to store and protect medical records as per HIPAA regulations. The wristband looks much like this. It receives radio frequency messages on the family broadcasting range of about 460 wavelength. And it's capable of receiving important messages such as the camper medication times, lost camper drills, and other emergency situations. And it's capable of receiving messages up to 20 miles away. Here's a home screen, a look at telling the date and time, as well as when it's time for meds, they'll see the camper's name there and the time that they're required to go. And here's an example of the emergency beacon with a call for campers to the health center, or to the dining hall.
So our overall value prop at MedRover is that we want to provide a minimally disruptive medication management system and improve camper medication adherence and accountability. At MedRover, we believe that we have a unique solution that combines both software and hardware. As you can see on the software side, there are a couple of companies out there that already offer software packages, but that's only for the electronic medication administration. There's no source of communication between that and anyone else. And our biggest competitor is CampDocs. They offer their product at about $4 per camper. If you have 2,000 campers going per summer, that adds up very quickly. On the other side of that, we just have hardware with communication devices. A lot of camps do have radios or walkie-talkies, but they're not in the hands of the counselors. They're in the hands of the program staff, the leadership staff, so there's no direct line of communication between the counselor and the nurse. And everyone has a smartphone. You might be thinking, why not just wear an Apple Watch? That completely goes against everything summer camps stand for. They want this rustic, like old school feel. And if a counselor's on their smartwatch or whatever, it just takes away from that rustic feel. So it's really important to have this non-intrusive technology. And we think we meet that right in the middle. We combine both the software and the hardware, but we have the subtle technology to do that. So in Michigan, our target market, there are 321 camps in Michigan. 41 camps are an hour drive away from Grand Rapids, which is where our office is. There are 2,040 camps in the Midwest and 8,500 overnight summer camps in all of the United States. So that's our total market. Our customer breakdown, or our target customer, is a summer camp that operates 3 months of the summer, usually 8 to 10 weekly sessions. These sessions typically run Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon to Saturday morning. So 8 to 10 sessions of those. Each session has 200 campers and about 20 counselors, and the average cost to send your kid to camp is about $400 to $600 per camper. So with all of those numbers, the average summer camp generates about $1 million each summer in revenue. Our revenue model at MedRover is broken up into 2 parts. We have an initial install fee for $3,550. That includes us going to the camp, installing the software, setting up the radio frequency hub, and we give them 20 counselor wristbands. Additional counselor wristbands will be sold at $90 each. And we have an annual subscription fee at $4,800 a year. That is just so we keep all the systems running, keep the backup for the data with the cloud. That includes customer service or anything they might need. Some validation we've gotten, Joanna Walters said that she sees the value of MedRover on so many levels, helps with swim checks, health checks, active shooter drills. Tracy Gadlin said it's a creative, non-intrusive risk mitigation strategy. Liz Whaley said the subtle technology just adds so much value. And we've already had 3 camps commit to a pilot within an hour away from Grand Rapids.
And here's a quick look at our 5-year projection. You can see we've got 10 camps as our goal for 2020 and moving to 60 total in the second year. We also have included a 10% give back to these camps to give back to their scholarship funds. With our advisory team and executive team, we hope to go to market here with beta software development and prototypes in 2020 at 10 different camps. And yep, we're MedRover.
Thank you.
A couple of questions. One, can you help understand, is it the counselors that have the tags or the campers?
The counselors are wearing the wristbands.
Okay. And have you talked to the same administrators, camp administrators, about the cost structure that you're thinking about?
Yes, so we've talked with 30 camps since developing our product and our cost structure. We've talked to 4 of them actually proposing that we pilot at their camps, and 3 of them have signed on board for 2020.
And like I said, a similar cost model is Camp Docs. They offer just the software at $4 per camper. Ours adds up to about $5 or $6 per camper, and that's the software and the hardware. So camps have said that it's worth paying that much for the value they get out of it. We've had validation on that.
What do startup costs look like for you guys? A little bit more, I would imagine, with the technology.
Yes, we've gone over that one kind of quick, but our expenses are pretty are heavy into the software up front. $83,000, most of that is going straight into software development. We have a CTO who's on board with us, and we've got 3 different software engineers that are giving us quotes between $70,000 and $100,000 to develop the software in the first year. Over time, though, we have allocated a lot of funds for the software development over the next 5 years.
Just a clarifying question. Is the counselor themselves carrying the medications and giving that to the kids, or?
No, actually, that was a new rule that just changed last year. ACA states that the medication must stay in the health center. So this is a line of communication between the camp nurse and the counselor.
Thanks.
Camps do have full-time nurses that stay on in their jobs just to manage that medication and manage whatever injuries come up.
Yeah, it's good you're on top of that.
And one final quick question. What process did you go through to find out how much it's going to cost to build that watch or receiver? I guess I won't call it a watch.
Yes, I've got family that's in manufacturing. There's LS Global is a local company here in Grand Rapids, and we've talked with them and kind of run some prices for manufacturing in China, as well as licensing the Broadcaster Hub. Broadcaster Hub is the more expensive of the 2 hardware. Yes, so the cost is built into, actually I think I have a slide after. Yeah, cost of goods. So the Broadcast Hub is at $500 per unit.
Have you talked to any campers about their thoughts on it?
Yeah. We've validated our idea through like talking to just different counselors, camp members, but some of the most fun that we've had is talking to the different campers. And we have heard some crappy experiences with campers like taking their meds, feeling that, it's intrusive to their policy. They kind of are singled out, having to wait for their meds, and it hurts their time at camp, so.
And in first place is camper medication. College.